You are watching a video from my method, Working the Inner Clock Part 2, recorded in 7 different countries with fantastic guest artists from around the world.
Welcome to Night Air. This is the 8th note section of your workbook packet.
Night Air is basically a kind of a rock, pop tune that I wrote in Italy, and it's a fun tune to play. It's also kind of in the beginning of the method, just to warm up, to get a different feel going.
Night Air is basically a rock tune which you're going to work on different things. You're going to work on 8th note grooves, and you're going to work on hitting subdivisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and of 1, and of 2, and of 3, and of 4. Of course, in the different ways that we outlined as ensemble figures and as section figures. So if you have a look at your chart now, I'm going to guide you through the chart.
So this chart is pretty straight ahead. The first 4 bars there are the intro, where you basically tacit, and you're going to see fill marking on the 4th bar.
On the second line, it says drums in. This is where you start to play. Pay attention to the repeat signs. You repeat this section 3 times. Below the staff, you're going to see it says hit second time only. So that figure on 1 there, you only play it the second time through.
That's another part of the intro until you reach letter A, which is the verse. Now in the verse you want to have some dynamics, because then you have letter B, which is the pre-chorus, and you want to play it out a little more there. Then you have the chorus. The first thing you hit at letter C is the 2, beat 2. Since this is a backbeat, you might want to just catch it with the snare. If you watch the theory section of IC2, you'll have a good idea of what these subdivisions feel like, and maybe some vocabulary that you can use with them. Then you have letter D. We go back to the verse 4 times. You'll see the form there, and you just follow the form. It's pretty simple. Letter F, we have the next section where we hit ensemble figures on beat 3. Then at letter G, we have the and of 3. The second to the last line on this page, we have 2 hits on 1 and 2. And on the last bar of that line, we have hits on the and of 2 and of 4. Now remember the inner clockwork that you're supposed to do. These subdivisions have certain feelings to them, so they're going to give you the vocabulary that you need to apply here if you are in touch with these feelings. At letter H, you're going to see it says time solo over hits. So what this means is basically you have a time solo approach over these ensemble sections. Time solo is different than an open solo in that you keep the time while still hitting the figures. On the first line, you have 1. Hit all the downbeats of 1. Then you have the next line, and of 1. On the next line, you have 2. Hit on beat 2. The next line, you have and of 2. At the end of that line on the 4th bar, you're going to see a hit on 3. On the next line, you have 1 and 3. And at the end of that, you have and of 3, which sets you up for the next thing. You're hitting the and of 3, basically. On the next line, you're hitting the and of 4. So you can see how you progressively go through all the subdivisions with this type of time solo idea. At letter I, you basically rock out, hitting the and of 4 on the first bar and the ensemble figures that are marked out there. Now, figures on top of the staff there are section figures, so you want to catch those as section figures. The next line, you're going to see strings. It says on the bottom there, you're hitting those ensemble figures as well. And make sure you check out how many times things are repeating. Go to the next line, strings hold. You're going to hear that part there in the song, and it's basically the same thing. You DS al coda, and you come to the ending here on the last line of this page. And if you listen to the song real well, you'll get a real good idea of how to play this. Watch the video and read the chart. It's really great for your inner clock to read the chart and watch figures go by. Eventually you memorize the songs, but it's a good idea to keep reading them anyway, so that when you get a new chart, you'll have these things embedded in your memory.
Now that you've had a look at the chart, let's analyze the drum groove. All right, so basically what you really want to do is match the bass part. You want to match the bass with the bass drum so that your timing with eighth notes really gets a nice pocket. And the basic groove of the song is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty straight ahead rock and roll. I'm just doing eighth notes, hi-hat slightly open, not a whole lot of ghost notes, or basically none on here. And the fills, of course, remember your inner clock method. The way you should operate with your fills is by letting the emotion, the pull of each subdivision dictate what you're going to play in your fills, what your vocabulary is. That's basically Night Air. So have fun with it, and let's do it. and 4. Okay? Now, when you're clapping it, think of how it makes you feel, how it feels in your body. What things you see, maybe. Maybe you can visualize some images, you know, and just see where it takes you. Okay? 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Okay, good. So, what did you feel?
Yeah, the same. To be honest, same sort of feeling with that. But I guess you can feel. I just feel like a wave, you know, from side to side. Like,
Okay.
you can feel it from home to there.
Okay.
What he said, yeah, it's kind of.
What he said. Oh, I love that.
I was feeling the 1 and the 3, and then feeling the groove in the 2 and the 4.
Okay, so that's a perfectly good thing what you're feeling. So you're feeling the down and you're feeling the response. Downbeat and backbeat. Okay. That's the natural feeling that you have. A 1, 2. You know, that's why they call it downbeat. That's why they call it backbeat. It's the response. Right? These are things that you have to develop a good feel for, right? In your body. You know, when you see great drummers playing, man, you know, they're not like static like this. That's not very good. So when you feel these down and back and you have emotion about it, your time is much stronger, right? It's a pocket. You start to develop a nice pocket, and everybody knows, you know, that they can rely on you for these things as a drummer. Okay, beautiful, thanks. And of 1 and of 3. Okay? We're gonna clap 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay? So I'll give you 2 bars and we clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Okay, great. How's it feel?
It's like dividing the feel between the downbeat and the backbeat. It's like filling the space between those two.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
Okay.
Sort of, I feel a lot more of a bounce with it.
Okay.
It's kind of like breaking up a bit, like almost like a surprise sort of.
Good.
Yeah, you just sort of get the rhythm of the 1 and the 3, and then just sort of like feel around it, really get the rhythm behind it, just to sort of like get the offbeats.
Okay. Any like textural or visual thing you can put into, like, how does it make you feel? Those are really good descriptions, but it's musical notation kind of thing. What about feeling? How does it? How does
you
it
sort of
feel?
like get a bit of a sort of sway with it, really. So
Okay.
you can get behind it, really.
Good. Okay. Good. Thank you. I think a part of the thing is to get used to putting those feelings into words. You know, when you at first you might struggle. You might say, "Well, I never thought about how and of 1 and of 3 feel." Right? 1 and 2. I mean, I can count 1 and 2, but how does it make you feel? Okay? What does it do to the music? When you clap and of 1 and of 3, what those are in inner clock terms in the method, those are jabbing subdivisions. They jab the music, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and. Okay? You got downbeat. That's a feeling. Boom, 2, 4, right? Backbeat. Those are feelings, right? But and of 1 and of 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, and. They jab the music. 1, boom, like a boxer. I always like to think of a boxer with a short punch jab. You know, 1, and 2, and 3, and. So when you're playing that, you have to visualize that thing. You know, if you're in the heat of battle, you don't want to be counting 1 and 2 and 3, right? So this is the imagery you can have jabbing subdivision, right? Okay.